Rima, founder of Indian Women in Dubai, and a proud member of IPPC Dubai, the Indian Business and Professional Council, an incredible platform that connects Indian professionals, entrepreneurs, and institutions across the UAE. A very warm welcome to all our eminent dignitaries, partners, and stakeholders here today for shaping the future of UAE-India collaboration. And of course, a very special welcome to all the students from all the schools and universities here today. We are thrilled to have so many bright, curious minds in the room today. We're especially honored to welcome our distinguished guests from BSc, Mr. Sundaraman Ramamurthy, MD and CEO of BSc, and his esteemed delegation who have flown all the way from India for this landmark series. Thank you for being here and for your commitment to deepening financial knowledge and bilateral capital ties. The BSc, founded in 1875, is not only Asia's oldest stock exchange, it is now officially a part of the elite global club. Do you know what that means? It means, as of last week, BSc has joined the 1 trillion market cap club with its stock soaring over 100% since March 2024, driven by investor confidence and robust performance in the financial ecosystem. This session is not just about numbers and markets, it's about building bridges. The UAE-India Capital Connect series is a strategic initiative that underscores the growing importance of capital flow, investment opportunities, and innovation between the two great nations. India is one of the fastest growing major economies in the world, and UAE stands as the global hub for trade, for finance, and for innovation. When these two economies come together, it opens up a world of possibilities for business, for policy, and for the next generation of leaders. Today's event is not just about dissemination of knowledge. It's about sparking ideas, it's about inviting collaborations, and creating pathways for a more connected, economically vibrant future. To all the students in the room, your presence adds so much energy and purpose to this session because you are the future for finance and innovation. And I encourage all of you to be curious, to ask questions, to soak in this rare opportunity to learn directly from the leaders shaping our financial future. Today, you get to learn things which you will not find in textbooks. This is your chance to understand how capital markets actually work, how global investments flow, and how policy and innovation comes together to shape economies and insights straight from the leaders who live and breathe this every day. So without further ado, let's kick off the event. I'm very excited to invite on stage our chairman of IPBC, Mr. Siddharth Balachandran, for his opening remarks. I'll tell you a little bit about him. I'm sure everyone knows it, but Mr. Siddharth Balachandran is a young and inspiring entrepreneur driven by a strong sense of commitment to social development. He's the executive chairman and CEO of Human Corporation and is one of the largest individual shareholders of the Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange, India. His business philosophy is rooted in socially conscious investment and obligations to improve the quality of life of people, plant, and animals. He is a founder member and former chairman of the India Club, Dubai, and serves as the patron governor of the Indian Social and Cultural Center, Abu Dhabi, governor, PIO, CCI, and director of Chinmay International Residential School in India. He is also the recipient of the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Award, the highest honor conferred on the overseas Indians for business and community welfare. Can we please have a round of applause? Thank you so much.
Mr. Sundaraman Ramamurthy, who I presume is on his way from his room in this hotel, the CEO and MD of the Bombay Stock Exchange Limited, members of my extended IBPC family, leaders of the future, ladies and gentlemen, I have a revelation to share, something that I had quite some time back. Is the concept between wealth and money. And yes, these are two different concepts, at least this is what I believe. Money is ephemeral, tangible, but temporary. And I think it is a concept that is used specifically towards, as an ends, as a means to an end. Specifically with the concept of, the economic concept of instant gratification, which if you haven't come across it as yet, you will soon enough in mind. So, when you have this temporary concept matched with a temporary asset class like money, the only thing that would be in place is the exodus of money. So there's only income and so this is what people call cash flow. Now, opposingly, there is something called wealth, and which I believe is a more permanent and possibly intangible concept. Now, this is fueled by the entirely opposing economic philosophy called deferred gratification. We have a person who is uniquely qualified. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sundararaman Ramamurthy. Please. To explain more about the nuances of the difference between money and wealth, and also possibly to tell us more as to what exactly wealth creation is all about. During our many interactions, one-on-one, I think this particular gathering was eagerly awaited by both of us, because we believe that every age group has been taken care of in terms of sustainable wealth creation. But the age group that is 16 to 25 is a gray area. Now nowadays, the earning age is decreasing by the day. The earning potential is increasing by the day. So, if India and the world is to have capital to create business opportunities by the age of 25 and 27, then this 15 to 25 age group needs to necessarily concentrate on wealth enhancement so that they will have the capital by the time they're 25 and 27 to create whatever businesses they need to in a sustainable manner. So this was the aim with which we thought about inviting all of you here, where he will give you a masterclass in sustainable, credible wealth creation, and I believe that he's best positioned to set the tone for and also manifest that spark in all of us who are in various stages of that never-ending journey towards excellence. And hopefully, all of us leave this room with that spark intact, with the hope that it will become a raging fire soon enough. So before I leave you in the able presence of Mr. Ramamurthy, I would like to invoke the higher power. God bless UAE, God bless India, God bless all of you. Thank you.
insights. We can't wait, can we? Are we ready? Louder. Wonderful. We are very excited to welcome our guest of honor today, Mr. Ramamurthy. Just to tell you a little bit background of him, he joined BSc in January 2023 as Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer. He has been instrumental in leading the strategy, product advancement, regulatory relationships, and business development activities at the exchange. Prior to joining BSc, he was the MD and Chief Operating Officer in Indian arm of Bank of America, where his responsibilities included global governance and controlling of the bank's entity and securities segment. He has extensive experience handling all the facets of running exchange houses in India, with nearly 20 years in NSE, where he was responsible for significant transformation, including hands-on development with derivatives, index and data businesses, and running of its clearing corporation. He began his career with leading banks, including IDBI, State Bank of India, and Indian Overseas Bank. Due to his role in the turnaround of BSc, he has been conferred the Outstanding CEO of the Year in Capital Markets 2023 award and Asia Business Leader of the Year 2023. Under his leadership, BSc has also won the prestigious Champions of Capital Market Innovation and Efficiency Asia 2024 by the Capital Finance International UK. We are very excited to have you on stage, sir. It's all yours.
Good afternoon, everybody, and namaskar. What is the right age for sustainable wealth creation? 60. So when should it end? When you should call it a day that it is fine, you don't have to create any more wealth? Honestly, this question used to haunt me, till I found a very, very nice, probably couple of 1,000-year-old Sanskrit verse. It brings out a wonderful dichotomy in life which all of us need to adjust ourselves to. It says, Ajaramaravat prajnaha vidhyam arthancha sadhayet. Grihita iva keshesho mrityuna dharmamacharet. Think that you are immortal and ever youthful. Means what? Wealth creation has to start from youth. While doing what? While doing two things. While acquiring knowledge and while acquiring wealth, in the same order. Is knowledge qualification? No. Knowledge is not qualification. Qualification has a short-term advantage. When you apply for a job, they will look your CV. Oh yeah, so-and-so university. Wonderful mark sheet. He should be hired. It opened the door for you. Will it sustain you there? Will you get promoted? Will you make more money? Or will you be considered as, oh no, not that man. Keep him as much far away from me as possible. I can't take him. What is that difference? That is attitude. So knowledge is just not your qualification, it's also intelligence plus attitude. So, presuming that you are immortal and ever youthful, acquire knowledge means what? With the right sense of attitude along with your qualification, and then earn wealth. Why? Why should I have knowledge to earn wealth? Well, you will earn wealth, then which will not be sustainable. It will go the same way in which it comes. If you want it to sustain with you, it has to be combined this way. But are you really ever youthful? Are you really immortal? You aren't. Should you be reminded of it? Yeah, every millisecond. You should consider that somebody is holding the lock of your hand and going to snatch you away. For what? While thinking how you should lead your life, you should lead a righteous life. Grihita iva keshesho mrityuna, as if held by death god, your hairlock. Dharma macharit means lead a good life. You know what? This is just not important for you and me as individuals. It's also important for corporates. But why are we discussing corporates here? Are we not young individuals? The reason why we are discussing corporates here is this. All of you have one thing in common. You all are studying, or at least that's what your parents think, correct? Because you go to school. That's very common. Why are you studying? Of course. Tomorrow I want to become big. I want to earn a living. If I don't study now, how will I earn a living? But will you all earn a living the same way? Will you all get a job in some organization? If all of the people who are studying in all schools and colleges were to be provided jobs, is that possible? Not possible. So what happens? Some of you go for jobs, some of you go to provide jobs. You become corporates, you become big entities, you provide job. Somebody does a job, somebody provides a job, that will not be common. Therefore, it's very important to understand whether it's an individual or a corporate, righteous way of life combined with knowledge, then you put in your effort to make money that is sustainable. If not, not sustainable. But one thing is very clear. The primary goal of anybody, if you ask, what they will say? I don't want any problems. I want to live a happy life. Can anybody counter it and say, no, I want to live a life with problems. I don't want to live a happy life. Nobody says that. Correctly or incorrectly, at this point of time, almost all of us will equate a problem-free life combined with the happy life with what? With enough resources with us. Put it very simply, all of us would like to be rich. Why? Because we feel if you're rich, if you're wealthy, you will have lesser problems, if not no problems, and you will be happier. At least for want of wealth, you will not be unhappy. Is this any new wisdom that has dawned on any of us? No. From time immemorial, this has been the thought. To create wealth, you require capital. That is the seed money which you will sow, in which you will water it with your knowledge and put effort as manure. Then it grows into a big tree and gives fruits, that is more wealth. But capital is always scarce. You don't have enough capital. Even if you have enough money, let's assume you start some job with your money. You find with knowledge and righteous way of life, if you are doing it, you are going to grow. At some point of time you find you don't have enough money to grow the business the way you want. It's normal, natural. Then what you need to do, you need to then get money from somebody else who has it. What do you call it as? You call it typically as borrowing money. But why would somebody give you money? It is just you have some ideas. What is in it for them if they give you money? Oh, I will pay them interest and return it back. I'm a good human being. I will not cheat them. I will not run away. But that you know, he may not know. How to make him believe? You will generate all your business statements, your ideas, and give it to the person and prove to him that you have a great idea and you are very, very hard working. So if money is given, you will be able to return back. He may or may not give you money. Why? If he gives money, he gets his money back plus some opportunity cost. But has he taken risk on you? He has taken a big risk on you. Anybody who takes risks asks for what? Rewards. If I give you money, what is in it for me? Ultimately, everything for me starts with me and ends with me. It's me and me. So what is in it for me if I have to give you money based on your paper? That's exactly how corporates were born. Such people who were living a rightful life with good knowledge and lot of ideas, and who have put in some money and effort and wanted to grow, went to people to ask for more money to build the business. Then the concept of stocks, or what today we call as shares, were born. Okay, I'll give you money. If you make more money, I should have a part of it. If you don't make money and lose, well, whatever I have given, that's the only liability I will take. You go and use my name and borrow elsewhere and get into some problem, I'm not responsible for you. Don't go and tell them, oh no, he also gave money. His idea is also there. No, you can't do that. My risk is limited to the extent of what money I gave, but what I want in return, if you make more money, I want a profit of it. That's what we call as share. What do you share? You share profits, but you don't share the liability. So the paper called share was born. But I gave you money yesterday, or rather say 2 years before, and you are doing well. I don't want to continue with you. I want my money back. What do? I have to find somebody who is ready to take my share and give me whatever that share is worth today. Why? You gave 10 rupees, it is worth 10 rupees today? No. When I gave 10 rupees, what did I tell you? I would like to have a share of your profit. If there is an upward movement, I want a share of it. So the 10 rupees, if you are doing well, would have become today 20 rupees, 30 rupees, whatever it is. So I want to give away my share to somebody. What do I want? I want whatever is the value of my share today. But how do you find a value of something? Is there a value meter? where you put it across, at the other end a value comes. No such thing has been invented till now. But what is the value of this piece of paper which you called as share? Two values. What it has made as money till now, what potentially it is going to make money. Correct? Both you know the value. If you know the value, the man who gave the money can give the share to somebody, take the money back. So you need what? Information. The next important piece. Information about what this company made, what it is going to make. And based on that, the market, that is people who are ready to buy and sell, will decide what is the actual value. That's what you call as market price. The place where it gets decided is called as stock exchange. And in that stock exchange, since all of us cannot go and try to tell what our price is, we use agencies for us to represent us. They are called as brokers. Wow, it's as simple as that. You wanted to make more money, so what you did? You formed a company. You wanted to take money from others. Some amount you borrowed, some amount you had to give away part of the profit which you promised. Share certificate was born, and the share certificate has to be traded because the people who gave money would like to exit at some point of time. So you needed the value. Value is based on information. So you should be rightfully giving information about what you are doing and what you are planning to do on a regular basis to people. Those even who are not invested in you. Why? Then only they can invest and relieve the people who are already invested. Otherwise you cannot create sustainable wealth. This is what is the ecosystem. When you wanted to take money for the first time, that's called as a primary offering. Initial primary offering. IPO. For IPO you require information. That information is given what is called as prospectus. A lengthy document. Oh no, this lengthy document I cannot read. Sorry. You want to buy a mobile phone, do you do research or no? Here you want to create wealth, please do research. Of course today you have ChatGPT to help you. You can put the prospectus into ChatGPT and ask questions. Probably AI will tell you a lot of answers. There are a lot of ways in which you can be educated. And based on that education, you will subscribe. What is the term? Subscribe. Okay, I wanted to sell shares only for 100 rupees. If people are ready to buy for 500 rupees, what do? That means if the initial public offering is oversubscribed, what do? Then an allocation process happens. Okay, 5 of you asked, all of you asked different amounts. This is the way I am allocating this 500 rupees to you all. After that, once the shares are given to you and they are available for trading in a stock exchange, it's called as listed. Once it is listed, if you have a share, you don't want to continue, you can give it to somebody and go away by taking the money. So this is on the supply side of the share. Well, you know what? I don't want to make any company. I want to go for a job, marry, earn good money, and happily live thereafter. Then also you should understand this. There is no way in which you can avoid not understanding what we are talking. Why? What will you do with the money that you earn? Well, I will save. Where? And why? I have to save, right? There could be an emergency tomorrow, or I may want to create some new asset in the form of a house or a car or gold. So I need to save. And how do you save? Take all the money, take a big pot, put it inside, seal it with a mud lid and keep it? No, that wouldn't work. Why? That money is idle. Money is not earning anything. It's okay, I don't want anything. Sorry, actually the money is losing value. What do you mean? I earn 10 rupee, I put it across in a pot and seal it. It is 10 rupee, right? How do you say it is losing value? You know what? Prices don't remain the same. 2 years before, the 10 rupee could buy something. Today, if the same thing you want to buy, it is costing 13 rupees. Means what? Your 10 rupee is not worth the same. Today's 13 rupees is what 10 rupees that day. Your 10 rupee has lost value. Do you know what we call this as? We call it as inflation. So because of inflation, you have to necessarily ensure you put your money not in an earthen pot, you put it somewhere where it gives you a return which is at least more than this new animal called inflation. But where do I put? Okay, I'll go and put it in bank deposit. What a bank does. Banking is defined in India by statutes. Banking means acceptance of deposit for the purposes of lending. I take money from all of you and lend it to a corporate who came to me. From the corporate, if I recover 14% interest, will I give it to you? No. I have to run my office. Also, what is in it for me? Right? So I will deduct all my expenses, keep some profit, and only give you the balance. Intermediation leads to reduction in return, but it has to happen because many people's money are collected and given in one go by the bank. Naturally, he will have his pound of flesh. Is it good for you? Depends. If you do not have time at this point of time to study about markets, understand inflation, understand the information about the corporates, all that, instead of keeping it at home, it is better to put it in a bank. Instead of keeping in a savings account, you could keep it in a deposit account, which will give you slightly more return. Somebody may tell you, you know what? Go to gold shop, buy gold and keep. Gold's value go up. Or buy silver and keep. Yes, they go up. But the moment you have started looking at gold, you have moved away from bank deposit. If you are in any case ready to move away from bank deposit, why not see other options? You may probably buy shares. You may probably invest your money in good shares. Why? Shares give better return. How do you know? All shares put together, we create a portfolio, and in order to measure it, we create something called as index. So index is a representative of the stock market. If the index goes up, that means your investments have a probability to go up. You all might have heard compounding and simple interest, right? If you find out compounded rate of growth, that's called as CAGR. The CAGR over 30 years in respect of Sensex has been 16%. That is, roughly you can assume every year it was giving you 16% return. How much gold was giving? Around 9%. Oh no, I would like to go for stock market and put money. Stop, beware. Why are you being paid more in stock market? Because you are taking a risk. What is the risk? Gold, you have something available with you as material. Someday some value you will get. In stock, it is based on information you have bought. Today nobody holds a share certificate. It's a digital world, right? Do you have photographs, big frame at home? No. Everything is digitalized. If you don't even have photo frames at home because everything is digitalized, why will you have a share certificate? That is also digitalized. But gold is not digitalized, it's in your hand. So if you go for stock, if there is a problem, what happens? It's all gone. There is a probability. Oh no. It looked attractive, but it appears to have risk. Yeah, but there is some good news. What's the good news? If you make proper research and analysis and go into such type of industries, what do we mean by that? There are a group of companies who are manufacturing steel. There are a group of companies who manufacture copper. There are a group of companies who produce milk powder. There are a group of companies who offer services, IT services. Group of companies which offer you cyber services. After making proper research, if you know which industry is going to do well, you come to India, certainly all infrastructure industries will do well. Why? India is in infrastructure building mode. Lot of roads, lot of bridges, lot of dams, lot of big buildings. So naturally and necessarily that appears to be a good sector. But will all the companies there be good? No. You have to look at the information. How will you check whether it is good or bad? Are the people whom we call as promoters, the people who came with the idea of this company, are they good? Do they live a righteous life? In corporate terms, it's called as corporate governance. Do they have a big, good board? Board is the governing body which checks whether the management does the right thing. All this you will see. What has been the demand, what has been the supply, how many orders they have in hand. If it all looks good, you can invest. One way you are reducing risk. Another is, there are certain industries which don't do well when another industry is doing well, or vice versa. Instead of putting all your money in one industry, if you have gone to multiple industry, it would be easy, right? So that is called as diversification of your portfolio risk. What is a portfolio? Collection of all stocks that you bought. It inherently had a risk, you will diversify it. So will all the risk go away? I diversified. How many industries I should diversify to make all the risk go away? Typically you should have at least 30 stocks from 15-20 industries if you have to totally diversify away. That is all theory. Practically it may work, may not work. But still all the risk does not go away. Why? You are taking a risk, a non-diversifiable risk. That's why you are being paid more. You should be cautious of it. So what are the lessons? Clearly, share market appears to be a good area to invest your money. The moment you are major, you should start investing. Even before you become major, you should start thinking about investing and understanding about market. And you should have a diversified portfolio. If you want to avoid diversifiable risk, If you don't invest, because of sheer inflation, your money will lose its value. If you invest and if you want to diversify, the portfolio should be big with multiple industries, but still you will carry a risk. To take care of that risk, regularly you should be studying which companies you have invested in, and if you feel something is not okay, you should come out of that security. You should sell it. Viable risk, non-diversifiable risk, inflation, continuously look at it. Yeah. Who told you there is a shortcut to success? If you don't work hard, how do you become successful? I'm ready to work hard, but I don't have that much money to put it into so many stocks from different industry. That is the problem. That's a very valid problem. We can help you there. There are organizations whom we call as mutual funds. What do? For your sake, they create various baskets. What is a basket? Basket has a lot of things in it, right? This basket has a lot of securities in it. They may have some steel company, some copper company, some milk manufacturing company, some infrastructure company, some IT company, some defense company, some cyber company. But you said there is already a portfolio like that called Sensex in your case, which you called as an index. Yeah. Some people simply mimic whatever is Sensex. Why? Because the people who provide Sensex, BSE provides Sensex through one of its companies. They do research. They do research to check that only good companies are there in it. For you, they are already working. So a mutual fund can also use it. What they will do? They will go and launch a Sensex fund. Means what? They are telling you, you don't worry, whatever money I take from you, in the same proportion as the portfolio is in respect of Sensex, I will invest for you. And you will remember that somebody told you Sensex gave a CAGR of 16% over last 30 years. That's a good idea. Or somebody says, no, I have a bigger fund. On and on. Somebody likes Sensex, somebody may like some other portfolio. So there are mutual funds who offer you various schemes in which they collect money from public and they put it there. The advantage here is you can invest a very small amount, even that small amount is diversified. So the diversifiable risk is already taken care of, though you put only small amount. As small as 500 rupees, 1000 rupees you can put. You can put it on a regular basis. That's called as SIP. Once you do that, over a period of time, what happens? First you get an experience about how to put money into stock market through mutual funds. Then you will get curious to see how the mutual fund scheme is performing. You put 100 rupees, how much it has grown at the end of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you will study. You'll find it very curious. 1 year it gave 20% return, another year it gave 15% return, third year it gave 12% return, fourth year it gave 25%. Why it is changing? You will get curious. Then you will then try to see what contributed for these changes. Slowly and steadily, you start getting more and more intelligent and knowledgeable. You have now clearly gained experience as to how stock markets work, how do they behave, what according to you are good scripts, what according to you are not good scripts, what you should invest. Not good means it's not suitable for you. This is all what you should do, what you should not do. What to do is easy. What not to do? Typically, when I was of your age, At home, I used to listen more of what not to do. Hey, don't go there, don't eat it, don't sit here, don't waste your time. So this not to do becomes a very important thing for all of us. Let's assume somebody comes to you and tell you, you know what, I have very good knowledge of share markets. I'm putting all my money in stocks. Stupendous performance. Then you remember this lecture. Is it? What do you do? How you do it? I have a natural talent, you know. I can identify good stocks. The moment I see some stock, no, I can tell you whether it is good or bad. Was it? Let me tell you this. Because you are my friend, I am telling you this. 3 days before, I spotted one such company, ABCD Alpha Beta Delta Limited. Do you know what was the price that day? Just 2 rupees per share. I told my broker, buy me 1,000 shares immediately. What happened? He bought. Was it? Is it that easy? Of course. You don't even have to tell your broker. If you have an app, no, you just punch in, it happens. And then, now it has become a story. Stories typically end happily thereafter. But they end there. Right? Then what? Today I am seeing, do you know what is the price? What is the price? Wow! That's a very good guess. Today it is 8 rupees. Oh, see, think about it. In 3 days, my investment has grown 4 times. 3 days, 4 times. How many days are there in a year? Then you start calculating. Then what do? Who is it? Then now you become cautious. You don't want to show your interest to your friend. What script was it? Then now he with all his pride tell you the name of the script. What do? You immediately rush to the darkest corner possible, download an app and do your KYC, open a broking account. And you had only 10,000 rupees of hard-earned pocket money which you had kept. You put all that money into that script at 8 rupees. It's okay. 2 rupees became 8 rupees in 4 days, 3 days. It's fine. Lot to go, 365 days are there. 3 days later, you open your app to see what is the price of that script. You try and try and try. That's not visible. It has vanished. Vanished into thin air. Then you struggle and you call somebody and they tell, you know what, that company has been delisted. Means what? The stock exchange felt that it is not a good company, it should not be traded by people, so they have decided to delist it. It is suspended now. So what happens to me? Who are you? I have put money. So, but what happens to me? You are also suspended. You put money without knowing what the company is. If your mom had asked you to buy some vegetable, typically in India we all go to markets. We don't have supermarkets, it's some sabji mandi where some vegetables are being sold. If your mom had asked you to buy brinjal, you'll go and you'll lift every one brinjal, rotate it 365 degrees 3 times to check whether there are any black spots to buy a 35 rupees per kilogram worth brinjal. Whereas here, whatever money you took as pocket money from dad and you saved very clearly without wasting it on multiple places where you could have wasted. In one go, because your foolish so-called friend told you that he got 4 times return in 3 days, without calculator you found 365 divided by 3 and you multiplied it so many times and then arrived at a number. put all your money. This is bad. Somebody should have told me. Somebody should have protected me. You know what? Many people were trying to protect you. The entire world was trying to protect you by putting all information about that company and that it is not okay, and notices have been issued to it in all the possible places, including the website of BSc. You did not see. Like they say, you can take the horse to the water, can you make it drink? That's exactly what you should not do. Somebody can come and tell you, I can give you a tip. This company is going to do well. What you should tell him? Thank you. I don't take tips. I have something here, I will make my analysis. If you do that, then you are safe. It's all fine. How many people invest in markets? Are there people who are investing? Do they trade? Oh yeah. Lot many people are investing in market. 200 million investors are there in India. They trade through BSc. 5,500 stocks are listed. 1,400 of them only at BSc. It is fully automated. Once you do KYC, once you open an account, it's all electronic. But you are at a very nascent stage. What you should do? You should first try mutual funds. There are 46 mutual funds. There are umpteen number of schemes under them. There are various ways in which you can hold the mutual fund units. Why they are called as units? Because multiple stock put together, one small capsule is prepared for you, for your benefit. So it's called as unit. So what you should do? You should try your hand with a mutual fund scheme. What type of mutual fund scheme? You should go for large cap companies. What is this new jargon? What is this large cap? They all wear a big cap or what? No. Large capitalization. What do you mean by that? If a company has issued 100 shares and the market value, that is called as market price, is 20 rupees, 100 multiplied by 20 is the capitalization, market capitalization. 100 shares by 20, 2,000. What is the market capitalization of all stocks listed in BSc? Almost touching 5 trillion US dollars. Almost touching 4 point something trillion US dollars. That is the market, that big. In that, there will be small companies, not so small companies, medium companies, not so medium companies, large companies, very large companies, huge companies, right? There are a couple of companies whose market capitalization is more than 100 billion US. And between 50 to 100 billion, double digit numbers are there. And 1 billion above, up to 50 billion, 520 plus companies are there. These are large companies. Typically from large companies, indices like Sensex are made. Simple thing, you can put your money in a Sensex fund. That becomes easy because somebody else is doing your portfolio management as we talked. Or you want to have more stocks? There are mutual fund schemes which have only large cap companies. Why not small cap and why not medium cap? I'm sure most of you have gone for boating, right? When you go on a banana boat, how much it jolts up and down? Most of the time you will feel like falling down. When you go on a big ship, do you have a fear of falling down? In fact, the boat can go only in a small river. The ship can be in an ocean. Ocean may have more turbulence, but still there is an assurance and safety. Size matters. Smaller the size, more could be jolts. And you are small, you cannot take jolts. You should not take jolts. That is why for you, instead of a small company, a big company is better. There are a lot of smiles, I know what the reasons are. But the context in which I told a size matters is something else. You should go in for large cap mutual fund scheme. That is a possibility. And along with it, you should also learn the basics of stock market. There are two advantages to it. One, for all you know, you may become a budding entrepreneur, and tomorrow you may be one of the big industrialists in this world. Nobody knows how big you can become. The basic seeds of it, you can sow it today. With that, I want to end my talk because I have talked for more than 40 minutes. And I'm sure some of you would be hungry, some of you may like to ask questions. So I would like to end my talk with a very big thank you to IBPC and our chairman of IBPC, Balchandranji, who was kind enough to provide this opportunity to me to see so many young brains here. And it will be a great privilege and a matter of pride for me if you take this discussion seriously and end up looking into acquiring knowledge and wealth, and at the same time lead a righteous life to create sustainable wealth. The beauty of sustainable wealth is it just not benefits you alone, it benefits many other people. In your process of wealth creation, you provide employment opportunities to a lot of people. Because of those employment opportunities, they consume, they save, they invest, economy grows. Thank you very much for patient hearing, and all the best to all of you. God bless you.
Thank you where you're from, and then ask your question. Just your name and school.
How does a country recover from inflation without using another country's currency?
See, this is sort of slightly disparate situations put together because in some way they are related. Inflation is related to currency, but what is inflation? Inflation is diminution in the value of your own currency. Why it diminishes? There is a greater demand than the supply. If there is greater demand, the price of the commodity which is demanded goes up because supply is less, and the rupee with which, or the currency with which you are buying, its value is going down because it could not buy that. Till yesterday it was buying. So there are multiple angles to it. When such a situation happens, people clearly try to understand whether it is because of lack of supply, the price is going up, or it is because of excessive demand. How excessive demand could be there? More amount of currency is in the market. Then they have to take the currency back. How? If you increase the interest rate on investments in bank deposits, people may like to not consume but put money into bank. When they put money into bank, the demand for the good comes down, inflation comes down. Or it is a supply side problem, then the country puts in a lot of efforts to manufacture those commodities so that the supply increases, currency is not hindered with, then the inflation comes down. When you talk about interest rate and supply, forex comes into picture. Why? Because world is now, it's all global. What is available here is available in some other country also. If there is an iPhone available in Dubai, an iPhone is available in Mumbai. What is the price difference? This is in rupee, that is in dollar or dirham. So then you try to create an equivalent. Does the equivalence maintain for all commodities? Not necessarily. The equivalence is slightly different. That is because of tariffs, then that comes into picture, and then the exchange rate comes into picture. It's a bit complex. To put it simply, inflation is managed by both fiscal and monetary policies in every government. Two simple ways which you can understand is, if the supply is less, countries try to pump in more supply. If the demand is more, they try to take away some amount of the money from your hand and put it in the bank's wallets.
I think we had a young man there who had a question.
Sir, I had a question about, how did you start? Like, what was your journey over the past how many ever years to get to where you are today? And what you think the best course of action for someone young, like around 15, 16, to get into finance in this day and age?
Thank you. If you ask such questions, the tendency for me to reply would be that at a very young age, I had a great vision. I prepared myself for it. I knew that I will become big and I got it. If I tell any of that, it is nothing but unadulterated lie. We come from a generation where many a time we did not have a capability to choose what we want to do. The choice was taken away and put on our head because the economy was at that level. But one thing is very clear, and one thing was very clear. Human beings are unlimited. You want to try to work hard and really be good by every aspect, righteous, simple, honest, work hard. Nobody can prevent you from coming up. This was very clear in my mind. I came to Mumbai with just a blow-blast suitcase. We used to call it as VIP of this size, as the only belonging of mine. But what I had that was very limited. But what was limitless with me? The zeal, the ambition, the intention to work hard, and whatever I do it perfect. That was not in any way affected. That's the only thing which made me struggle hard and come up. I acquired qualifications in the path when I was working. I was just an ordinary graduate when I came, and then I started studying a lot of things, made myself much more. I'm a science graduate, by the way. I didn't study finance in college. Whatever finance I have studied is after college.
Wonderful. We have one more question there in that corner, and then I'll come to you.
This might be a bad question, but I've read online that there's been a lot of scandals in the BSE, right, regarding insider trading, stock market manipulation, right? So I have two questions. What is insider trading, and how do you combat it?
I have not heard of any insider trading at BSE. If you have heard and if you have material, you should forward it to me.
Good afternoon, sir.
Once again, let me complete the answer. Now I have a few more things to tell him. As far as manipulations are concerned, yes, manipulations happen, not just with BSc. In every exchange across the globe, you have manipulations. The level to which exchanges go and attack different across the globe. There is a principle called caveat emptor, buyer beware. That is the principle some of the jurisdictions use, whereas India does not use the jurisdiction in respect of individual investors into stock market. So stock exchanges provide lot of information, and also exchanges have online real-time surveillance to manage and control manipulation, right from suspending the stock to putting them for something called as trade for trade. This is slightly complex. If you are really interested, I can talk to you separately. There is something called preventing the trading happening from all days in a week, only selected days and only for selected hours, or making it as a trade for trade, or suspending it, or delisting it, depending upon the levels of manipulation. There are actions. These are standard actions, and on a weekly basis these actions will be taken. You have to understand one thing. When a manipulation happens, it is not necessarily because of the company. It is because of the people who are trading in that company. So they have to be punished, and that is exactly what happens.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir?
Hi, good, thank you.
Sir, as you mentioned, the world is going more towards AI, right? So how is BSc preparing for such potential cybersecurity threats as trading is becoming more digital and AI integrated?
So I will split it into two parts. I think you mentioned about threat, right?
Yes, sir.
So threat is a separate part which I will deal with, and AI, how we are using, I will deal with. While at some point of time, every one of the things are connected. For cyber threat, this is a matter of concern for everybody across the globe, including us. We take multiple steps. There are blacklisting of IP addresses. Only known IP addresses are whitelisted, so that the traffic where from it comes is known. And if the traffic crosses beyond particular levels, it could be a DOS attack. If it is that type of a situation, there are methods to stop the traffic from there. If there are malwares, there are ways to find out whether there is a malware in the system by regular check, and by preventing access of outside system inside by firewalls. So we take multiple efforts to prohibit, to whatever extent we can, and prevent cyber attacks. Till now, fortunately, we have been ensuring it without a problem. But always, fraudsters are better than the persons trying to prevent. So they try, we try to prevent them. This is a cat and mouse game, Tom and Jerry show, which unendingly goes on. Till now we have not been caught, thank God. As far as AI is concerned, one area where we are putting it to use now, I can share with you. We receive prospectors in respect of companies which want to list seeking permission. As we just discussed, the prospectus is a lengthy, very hefty document. If you have to read every page, which is what we have been doing till very recently, and prepare a questionnaire and also a checklist, it takes time. What is technology? Technology should improve efficiency. Such of those among you who study physics will define efficiency as output by input, right? You have to reduce the input, but you should get more output. If that's what it is, AI helps. You use LLM as the base, which makes the system capable of reading the document. And for AI, you give specific checklists and areas where there need to be an investigation. AI goes out and does that using this LLM base and throws out to you checklists and advices and warnings. Maybe for a 200-page document, it takes around 30 minutes to 35 minutes, and it gives you. That is one area we have started using. AI, if you use a cloud, because you may require a cloud to do it. If you don't use a cloud, the capacity required you may not have. So if you use a cloud, cloud could have security issues because it's open. So how do you secure a cloud? How do you ensure that you have the cloud on your premises for you to manipulate and then you use it? Is a challenge. That's what we do.
Wonderful, loving all the questions. But I've just been told about time also, so we'll take the last two questions, one from that corner and then the last one here, and then we'll move on to the felicitations.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. According to you, what are the most important skills that we can learn right now at our age to accelerate wealth creation in the future?
See, the moment I say some skill is important, indirectly I am telling you other skills are useless. I'm not sure how many of you watch Hindi movies. A few of you? I once watched a movie called Chandni Chowk to China. There, the hero is a illiterate who helps a person who is a street vendor of Delhi food near a place called Chandni Chowk, which is in Old Delhi. And what was his expertise? One of his expertise was making the dough for making parathas. He used to use his hand deftly in making the dough, nicely malleable so that the paratha is smooth. That movie shows how the same skill he uses to defeat some evil person in a kung fu fight. What is the lesson? There is no good skill or bad skill. It is about a good use of a skill and a bad use of a skill. Whatever comes in your way, go to the bottom of it. There is a saying in Tamil, Kandadai Karka Pandidan Avan. There are multiple ways of interpreting it. One way of interpreting it is, whatever you see, go to the in-depth bottom of it to understand what it is. Lots and lots of opportunities on your way, lots of learning on your way. You will not know what skill, what acquired, which day is going to be useful to you when the time comes. So there is no good skill or bad skill. Try to be attentive to learn from all the things that the world is teaching you. The entire world is just waiting to teach you, and there is no age for learning. That would be my advice. Sorry if I have not given you straight advice. If it is finance, please read books on finance, I can tell you, but that will give you knowledge, it will not give you skill. That will give you knowledge, it will not give you the right attitude. Whereas when you develop skill, it comes with attitude. Attitude is a long-term asset.
I think we have a young girl there who wants to ask a question.
Good afternoon, sir. My question is, what role does BSc play in promoting financial literacy among the youth and first-time investors?
Oh, very, very good question. Thank you for asking this. I should have told this before. We conduct investor seminars in a very organized fashion, at least 15,000 in a year, and we cover 800,000 investors in this. And all may not, India is a big country, 800,000 is no big number. So we release small audio visuals. One of the audio visuals idea only I just borrowed and told you. How your friend told you 2 rupee became 8 and you started without a calculator knowing 365 days. We put such type of nice small videos. We call them as Dr. Mani videos. A few hundreds of crores of viewership is there for those videos. That is another way. This is apart from regular exercises like what I am doing with you. I go to all the colleges. That's exactly what I had requested Balchandranji. You are not going to become my investor tomorrow. But one day when you become an investor, probably you will remember this session and it will be of use to you. that will shape your future, and it will give you enough caution and care while you invest money. So these type of college and schools where we go and address to people to be careful about investing is regularly we do. That is not covered in what I told before.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And the last question. I love the fact we have so many hands up, but I have to give one to this gentleman.
Hello, sir. Sir, my name is Mohit. I came from Hyderabad. So my question to you is, how do you plan to international listing companies in BSc?
Okay, very, very good question again. International listing in BSc is possible only if there is an Indian subsidiary, because in India only Indian currency and Indian subsidiary at this point of time are possible to be listed. But if an international company wants to list in international way with the dollar or any other currency, we have a separate area called Gift City, which is a financial center, international financial center. There, the rules of listing are very less stringent. Ease of compliance is very high. Cost of listing is low. They will be able to get listed there. We do handhold such companies to get listed there. It's a recent happening. We are in the process of finalizing with companies to come in and list there.
Wonderful. Can we have a round of applause for Mr. Ramani?
कलम भाई उधर ही रहेगा, क्लोजअप लेगा, मैं भी ले लेगा। हाँ
Thank you one and all. I think it is so exciting to see such young, talented future people sitting around to listen to something so exciting. Thank you, Mr. Ramurthy. I think I've been in this business of investments and wealth management for almost 25 years. I've never seen anyone speak so simple in terms of how one should build sustainable wealth, and the manner in which you spoke, I think, should really resound into the hearts of all the people who are here. I've never ever seen such beautiful explanation. I think you really, really inspired. The simplicity in which you showed is amazing. I think that is what should be the takeaway from today's session. I think people tend to complicate things, tend to talk about various jargons, but it all boils down to that simple manner of creating wealth and the discipline, the righteousness that people forget. I think people tend to make quick money, and in markets I've seen it's always about greed and fear, and until you discipline yourself with that righteousness, you will never be able to build sustainable wealth. And I think you very beautifully explained. I was very impressed with the questions that came from students. I think it shows how engaged you were, and you can never have a better chief guest than this to do this. So on behalf of IBPC, Mr. Siddharth, the IBPC team, we're really grateful for your time. and thoroughly, I think this is a fabulous session, and it's just a start for many more such sessions we should have. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Your bright future. Thank you. Thank you, Rima. I'm sorry, I should thank you. I don't think this event would have become so successful without you. I think you pulled the whole student community together. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think after a wonderful session, we all need some wonderful food. So the food is all ready.